physical force. Don't you get it? You spent your whole life building a bank.
Looking for a college? Look at this.
When you think about college, it is easy to think of it like a tall building, housing world-class infrastructure. Including large high-tech classrooms, well-equipped labs, library, learning, teaching, long hallways, aisles of books, a place where you are going to carve out your future. But when you get there, you realize you are not the only one. When you go to college, it is people meeting people. Learning from each other and growing together. It is not always about knowing exactly where you are headed. Sometimes it is about finding your own way. It is about seeing the field with your own eyes and learning with the best.
Exposure beyond ordinary.
This is Vivekananda Institute of Professional Studies, the experience of a lifetime, a new home, and a new life waiting to be discovered. We celebrate together. We make movies together. We perform together. We enjoy together. We laugh together. We play together. We learn to love our environment and nurture it.
Here, we love and nurture.
Now, let's take a closer look.
We here make future leaders.
The best years of your life are ahead of you at WIPS. There are books, tests, classrooms, academics. But there is a very important part that cannot be put on paper. It is experience. It is working together to build something bigger than ourselves. It is laughter. It is the relationships. It is good conversations. It is trustworthy friends. It is expressing in the backyard. It is hard work, but lots of fun. So, we go to college for education, but in the end, what we take away is the experience. Experience whips. Vivekananda Institute of Professional Studies.
Good afternoon, everyone. We extend a warm welcome to AIDS and VLSI Design and Technology batches of year 2024 to 28. My name is Surbhi Rastogi, and I'm delighted to be your host for the orientation day. Today isn't just another day, it's the start of your incredible journey with us, a journey that will not only shape your future, but will also allow you to leave your mark in our esteemed institution. For over 27 years, WIPS has stood as a beacon of knowledge, innovation, and success. Our commitment to foster an environment of growth and excellence has never wavered. And today, we are excited to open our doors to you, the next generation of change makers. Now, I would like to introduce our next speaker, Professor Nidhi Sharma, Controller of Admission and Examinations, and she will talk about the VACT Code and Conduct.
A very happy afternoon to one and all present here, respected Vice Chairman Sir, Vineet Vatt Sir, Head Career Guidance, Harish Taneja Sir, fellow colleagues, and my dear students of AIDS, Artificial Intelligence, Data Science, and Electronic Engineering, VLSI Design and Technology. With the blessings and support of Board of Management, our school is entering the 4th year of engineering. The person that is instrumental in making this happen is our visionary leader, Honorable Vice Chairman Sir, Vineet Vatt Sir. Vice Chairman Sir, with his eye on detail and intricacies, it is thanks to his vision we are having the best infrastructural facilities and academic facilities also. A journey of 1,000 miles began with a single step. My dear students, I welcome you all in this journey of 4 years filled with attainment of knowledge, and learning, following 4 ethos, that is curiosity, creativity, capability, and contribution. This journey is going to transform you from being a student to a mature professional. So today I'll be sharing code of conduct or certain points on discipline along with academic schedule. Are you ready for it? So have you seen this? So, dear students, are you familiar with this page, front page? Have you seen it? What is this? Handbook that is given to you? Have you gone through it? हाँ? क्या पढ़ा आप लोगों ने? The scheme of first year? Is that so? And what about code of conduct? Have you gone through it? So since you are joining such a good institute having exceptional infrastructural facility, so it is your duty as well as responsibility to maintain it properly. So I'll not go into depth, I'll just share certain points on code of conduct as well as decorum that you need to follow while in this journey of 4 years. So the first and the foremost, you have to be students, you have to be respectful towards technical staff, admin staff as well as faculty. As and when you come across any faculty member, board of management as well as professors, you need to greet them. That is the first and foremost rule that you need to follow. अगली बार मिले ना घूमते हुए और विश नहीं किया, मैं तुम्हारे कान पकड़ूंगी, ठीक है? Then again another thing is you have to be in discipline. The first point regarding discipline is wearing your I card across your neck. ठीक है? अभी तक you haven't got any I card, so but shortly you will be getting your I card, and as soon as it is issued to you, it will become mandatory for you to wear it while inside the campus. ठीक है? You will be doing that. Then another thing is our building, furniture, garden, canteen, also the corridor has to be maintained. It is not for you to destroy it, rather you need to maintain it properly. Use of cell phone inside classroom as well as library as well as in laboratory. It is strictly not allowed. If it is found, then teacher has got every right to confiscate it, and it will not be returned to you, it will be returned to your parents with a warning, right? Then rest of the thing you can go through. Now, if any one of you is found guilty of misconduct, you will be suspended from attending classes and other academic privileges, including societies also, technical, cultural society participation also. You can be debarred from appearing in sessional examination, midterm, at worst, end-term examination also. Any scholarship or other benefits can be withdrawn. LOR will not be issued. You will not be allowed to appear in placement examination, and at the worst, you can even be rusticated. So, we are there for you, but you also have to be there with us. ठीक है? Now, the next point, admission में ना आपने मुझे देखा ही था, I was the first point of contact. Isn't it so? So, my next role is controller of examination. So I'll appraise you regarding your scheme that is to be followed. Now, this is your first semester. How long? What is the duration of one semester? 5 months? 6 months? No, sorry. Still, नहीं उतना भी नहीं है. 5 भी नहीं है बेटा. Between 3 and 4 you can say, right? So, abhi now we are in the second week of August. From mid of November, your examination, internal examination will be starting. Mid of November, it will drag. थोड़े थोड़े आपके शुरू हो जाएंगे एग्जाम. दिसंबर में भी चलेंगे आपके प्रैक्टिकल एग्जाम, एंड देन यू विल बी हैविंग end term theory examination in the month of January. Thereafter, you will get 1 week leave, and then next semester will resume. So effectively, your teaching period will be very less. I'll tell you how. Just after start of your teaching period, within 6 weeks, you will be having first midterm examination. Again, after 4 to 5 weeks, you will be having second midterm examination. So that is why I am telling you your teaching period is quite less. So now over here we are having students of electronic engineering, VLSI design and technology, as well as AIDS. Both the students are having entirely different scheme. So I'll just explain it to you. So in theory part, theory component mein you will be having midterm examination, continuous evaluation, and end term examination. In practical component, you will be having internal practical examination and external practical examination. So as regards to theory part, you will have to submit the assignment, you will have to give the class test, and attendance is very, very important for you. So for electronic engineering, VLSI design and technology, we will be having first midterm examination after 5 to 6 weeks. That is, कब होगा? October में, somewhere in October. And till then, your half of the syllabus will be complete. Out of total 4 units, first and second unit has to be completed by that time, right? And that exam, of course, will be of 30 marks, but it will be reduced to 12 marks. Again, after 4 weeks, you will be having second midterm examination in mid of November, maybe. And again, it will be of, its weightage will be of 12 marks. The paper will of course be of 30 marks, but its weightage will be reduced to 12 marks. And mind it, students, the paper will not be made by us. It will be common for each and every college affiliated to GGS IPU, right? And you have to submit first assignment, that will be of 4 marks just before first midterm examination, date as given by the teacher. Second assignment is to be given before second midterm examination. Again, the date, different dates will be given to you by the teacher. So that is, now that leaves 24, 12 plus 12, 24 plus 8. 8 marks हो गए आपके assignment के. So that leaves another 8 marks that will be related to class participation and response. Over here, attendance play a key role. Right? Now coming to AIDS, artificial intelligence, data science, again you will be having same midterm examination, but their weightage will vary. For first midterm examination, that most probably will take place in the month of October, comprising of unit 1 and 2, the total weightage given is 20 marks. In VLSI it was 12 marks. Over here it is 20 marks. Again, we will be having second midterm examination comprising of unit 3 and 4. That will take place in somewhere in the month of November, maybe second or third week of November. The weightage will be of 10 marks only. So you cannot afford to miss any examination. If by any chance कोई शादी नहीं जाना, कहीं नहीं जाना, कोई request entertain नहीं होगी, अगर आप first exam miss कर देते हो, then you will not be able to secure marks. Parents को मना कर दो, कोई outing नहीं है. You have to give your examination and you have to take it seriously. Then again, assignment part will remain same, and for class participation and response, we are having 5 marks. That is related to attendance. So same is with laboratory also. 40 marks का आपका lab होता है. Again, that is also continuously being assessed from first experiment day 1 till the last day. Each and every day you spent in your lab has its own number. Whatever experiment you will do, however you will maintain your practical file, it will have significant weightage. Now, for promotion to next year, total credits of first and second semester are 50, right? So if you got less than 25 credit, it will lead to year back. Year back का मतलब समझते हो? क्या है? What do you understand by year back? 1 year, you will be late by 1 year as compared to your peer group. जो आपका time of B.Tech है, that is 4 year. And again, one problem, अगर आपका एक भी backlog आता है, तो what will happen? Harsh Juneja sir will not allow you to appear in placement exam. So students, you have to be very meticulous, careful, and again, मस्ती पूरी हो गई, अब खत्म हो गया time. Now you have to be in serious mode. That is why we are standing here today, giving you induction. Now coming to very, very important part, attendance. 75% attendance has been mandated by University GGS IPU as per Ordinance 11. So we can give you relaxation only for 5%, that too in the case if there is certain medical reason. Otherwise, if your attendance falls short, what can happen? You can be detained from appearing in end term examination. And mind it, it happens every year. ठीक है? So you need to maintain your attendance. 11, 12 में you are preparing for JEE, नहीं गए school, but that will not be continued here. You have to be serious and you have to maintain your attendance. Now regarding information, किसी को ढूंढते रहते हैं हम. So for any general inquiry, you can go to room number 101. Over there, program coordinator, program administrator Swati Sharma sits. आप सब जानते हो उनको भी, ठीक है? If any query is related to examination, you can visit me also. Then room number 30, then for any medical help, you can go just behind the engineering block, medical room is there. For sports facility, mind it, you are allowed to use it only in the case of free period or once your class get over. So sports room is there, room number 310 on the 3rd floor only. Girls common room is also there, room number 314, and boys common room is also there, room number 309. So that's it from my side, students. All the very best. God bless you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for letting us know the code of conduct and the examination rules that we are supposed to follow. So now I would like to introduce our next speaker, Dr. Nihar Ranjan Roy, who will be enlightening us on our B.Tech programs and outcome-based education.
Respected Vice Chairman, sir, my dear colleagues, and dear students, welcome to WIPS family. Somebody is welcoming you. The energy has to be of the same level, but I can't feel. Very cold response. You are part of the family now. Right. And congratulations for making this choice. And I believe most of you are for data science. How many of you are for data science? So it is believed that data is the new gold. How many of you know this saying? Data is the new gold. Data is the new fuel. The country which has the data has the supreme edge. It is believed that every year we are generating data which is more than the data from the previous year till the prehistoric era. What does it mean? The data which has been in our Vedas, Upanishad, caves, anywhere, you collect all the data, and every year we are generating more than that data. These cameras, smartwatches, mobile phones. Just to think in a day how many likes, clicks, watches you do on a YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Insta. Have you ever tried to clean those traces? You will get tired. You will get tired. One day sit and try to delete a week's traces of yours. Now from this ocean of data, who is going to bring the meaningful insights? Old techniques are not going to work. Old techniques, old tools are not going to work. So there came this need of new stream called data science. Everywhere there is data. Data doesn't have caste, data doesn't have boundaries, be it medical, electronics, any department, anywhere you see, everywhere there is data. जहां नजर जाए वहीं डेटा है, तो आपकी opportunities अपार हैं. Never confine yourself. You are into everybody's territory. Everybody will seek your help. You have to keep your minds always open. A terminology you might have also heard, big data. What is that? Can anybody tell? Can anybody tell what is big data? None of you know? Which data can be called as big data? It's okay. अभी 12th फेल एक मूवी आई थी ना, तो स्टेशन पे क्या चुनाव किया था उन्होंने पीपी के साथ में? पीपी ने क्या बताया था कि दिल्ली जाने का प्रोग्राम बन गया, यूपीएससी. अच्छा, उससे भी बड़ा होता है. उसको पता ही नहीं था क्या था, बट पीछे चल दिए. So even if you do not know big data, it doesn't matter, but how much zeal you have, that matters. Certain properties of the data defined by various V's, variety, velocity, volume. Now how, if I take only one V, volume, how much data is called big data? 100 GB, 200 GB, 500 GB, TB, petabytes. Or data which cannot be handled with the technologies of that era that easily is called big data. In a common man's language, suppose 30 साल पहले अगर 2000 की सैलरी बहुत अच्छी सैलरी मानी जाती थी, तो आज 2000 की कीमत क्या है? 10 साल पहले 50,000 की सैलरी बहुत अच्छी सैलरी मानी जाती थी, आज हो सकता है कि आज लाख 2 लाख की सैलरी अच्छी मानी जाती हो कि what after 5 years. So what is the definition of good salary? Similar is the definition of big data. Okay, now after 4 years you expect good salary, a company where you get a good job and good salary, right? But in terms of those salary, what the company expects from you, what this education system expects from you. So the courses which are here being offered to you, they have been designed in a way that whatever the characteristics are required, the outcomes are required, we have backtraced, so that what are the stages that we follow so that you achieve this target. Right? It is also known as outcome based education, where outcome is already defined and we try to follow out the processes through which the desired outcome can be achieved. And every exam, every evaluation, directly or indirectly, these evaluation strategies are implemented and followed. You will see in your question papers. Courses will contribute to the program again with the CEO, PO and other things that we will discuss in detail when we come to your classes. Every subject as a first lecture, you will have it. But here today I would like to emphasize on certain attributes, also known as graduate attributes, that is expected from you, so that you should have this when you graduate out of this campus. First one being engineering knowledge. Whatever is being taught, you have to be very sound. You know the fundamentals well. It is not the difficult questions that perturb. The simple questions, they create more problem. The simplest things people fail to explain. इतना कॉमन, अरे अभी तो आता ही था, अभी इसको क्या बोलते हैं, and you fail to do that. But these simple questions are not asked to you just to spill the definition of it. How you represent, how you organize, which vocabulary you use. Simple questions are meant to judge other things. Hidden agendas are there. So you have to be fundamentally very clear. Problem analysis. You should have the mind to analyze the things. रट करके नहीं फॉर्मूला लगाना है, रट करके नहीं एग्जाम देना है, क्यों है, कैसे है, what if. The brain has to be up. बाकी चीजें तो यही करेगा ही, but there are certain things which makes us different. And remember, the analysts are paid heavily. So if you want to be an analyst down the line, those analysis skills has to be there. Design and development of solutions. Problems तो हर किसी के पास होते हैं. And most of the time you will find people coming with the problems. Even in the offices, in the teams. Right? But the team player is who, along with the problems, comes with the solution. Right? But here also, if you have a problem, if you join a company, the problems may be new, whose solutions are not known. So you will have to find out the solutions to the unknown problems. And there are many devices and other things, data, for which you will have to come up with the solutions. Data science. When India became independent, everybody gathered at Lal Killa to celebrate. हलवाई बुलाया गया, देश के कोने कोने से लोग आए. पंडित नेहरू ने कहा कि खाने पीने का इंतजाम किया जाए. हलवाई ने बिल थमा दिया, इतने टन घी, इतने किलो चीनी, इतने किलो ये. पंडित नेहरू को लगा कि ये हलवाई कुछ गड़बड़ कर रहा है, तो उन्होंने स्टैटिस्टिशियन को बुलाया. उस समय डेटा साइंस का ही पार्ट है स्टैटिस्टिक्स भी, ISI कलकत्ता के. बोले मदद करो यार, तुम देखो इसमें क्या है. तो उन्होंने देखा तो कहा कि पूरी लिस्ट में सिर्फ मुझे नमक बताइए, नमक कितना मांगा गया है, क्योंकि नमक सबसे सस्ता है और वो एक्स्ट्रा नहीं मंगाएगा. तो पर पर्सन यूजेस ऑफ द सॉल्ट डिवाइडेड बाय द टोटल क्वांटिटी ऑफ द सॉल्ट, उसने निकाल दिया और बता दिया कि इतने लोग हैं और इतने लोगों के हिसाब से भी बाकी चीजों को दिया जाए, उससे ज्यादा ना दिया जाए. तो ये प्रॉब्लम पहले से किसी ने सॉल्व किया था. दिस इज जस्ट एन एग्जाम्पल. यू विल हैव ऑलवेज न्यू प्रॉब्लम्स. So you have to be ready for that. Right? Conduct investigation of complex problems. These investigations have to be scientifically conducted, unbiased way. 4 लोगों को बुलाओ जो डेटा साइंस के हैं. 1 2 3 4 उठा लिया मैंने. ऐसे ही क्यों लिया? 1 2 3 4 क्यों नहीं लिया? What is a scientific way to choose 4 people so that they represent a data science team? हो सकता है कि मैंने जो 4 उठाए चारों गर्ल्स ही हों, उसमें कोई मेल है ही नहीं. So there could be several questions. Modern tool uses. You have to be equipped with the modern tools. You cannot do the same thing with the old tools, as I told you. In order to do the data science work, you need Python. It cannot be done with C. You will have to write a lot of plumbing code. वही बात है कि यहाँ से मुंबई जाना है तो बैलगाड़ी में जाएं कि फ्लाइट से जाएं, राइट? सो न्यू टूल्स गिव यू एन एडवांटेज, दे सेव टाइम. All your solutions has to be done keeping in view the engineering and the society. Society has to be the prime focus. Think about the society. Whatever inventions we have made it to keep the comfort of the society and the people. For ourselves only we have done. Nothing should create problem for the society. It should not go against the society. Environment and sustainability. If you design something, please don't design a product which doesn't suit our environment. Right? This is your responsibility. So this has to be taken care of. Ethics. You have to be ethical. Whatever you do, be ethical. If you try to play the game unethically, you will always be defeated. Because the other guy, you will soon get who is more ethical than you. Individual and teamwork. You have to be a team player. Individuals do not win this race. Every company will have a team. If you do not fit the team, then will the company disown the team or you? Right? So you have to be a team player. Sometimes you have to be empathetic. You show empathy. Sahanubhuti. You never know what the other guy is going through. What problems he may or she may have at the family or health issues or something else. Sometimes you will have to cover up your colleague even without asking. That will make you a good team player. Right? And there is a saying also, if you want to walk fast, walk alone. If you want to go to a long distance, walk a long distance, go with the team. So your team strengthens you. Communications, very, very important. Everything is zero if you do not communicate. Other person will hijack your work. What you think, what you are, nobody will come to know. There's a lot of competition. If you do not speak up at the right time, the opportunity moves to the next fellow. Believe you me. In a GD, in an interview, if a question is thrown, the person who catches has the advantages. First, second. If you do not speak, nobody is going to dig you out what you talent you have. They will not. And especially here, your communication has to be technical. Technical means without ambiguity. Technical knowledge, technical writing. Generally what happens, we Indians have a problem. In order to oversimplify certain things, we dilute it. And during this dilution, we give certain examples. The repercussion of this is that those examples become the definition by the student, but it is not. Examples are very specific. They cannot be generic. Certain definitions are generic and they fit in many places. So you might be quite good with your English, but believe you me, technically you may be poor. Right? So you have to catch those technical vocabularies. As an example, just you see if you cannot get the clarity. Roko mat jane do. This is a very common sentence. If you pass this to somebody else, how it can be interpreted? Roko mat jane do. Roko mat jane do. Now, if this is your requirement, somewhere written, what kind of product the other guy will bring? So language has to be technically correct so that there is no ambiguity. And from the very first day, you have to work on it. 3 Idiot वाला ठीक था वो डेफिनेशन समझने के लिए, ठीक है, बट वो भी थोड़ा सा अलग था. बट when it has to be writing skills, you will have to write technical reports and documents. Then how you are going to do it? You should know that also. Project management and finance, this is which you will learn slowly, how to manage finances. There are constraints. Lifelong learning, this is a stream which you have chosen. Technology will keep on changing and you will always be a learner like we are. More than 2 decades of experience I have. How many books I have? I have a mini library at my house. How many programming languages I have learned, I myself don't remember, as and when required. So even if you joined this course, it is not only one programming language, one tool you should have. You will have to learn different programming languages which fit different scenarios. If you have hammer as the only tool, every problem in this world to you will look like a nail. But this is not the case. Right? Be humble to your colleagues, your friends, to everybody around you. It will make you a good friend, good person. All right? And I would like to end this talk with famous few lines which I love. सूखी मिट्टी से कभी कोई मूर्त नहीं बन पाएगी. If you are dry, nobody is interested in you. सूखी मिट्टी से कभी कोई मूर्त नहीं बन पाएगी. जब भी हवा चलेगी यह मिट्टी अपनी धूल उड़ाएगी. तू सजल बादल बन, तू सजल बादल बन, जल के छींटे देता चल. ये दुनिया सूखी मिट्टी है, तू प्रेम के छींटे देता चल. बी हम्बल एंड काइंड. थैंक यू. हैव अ गुड डे एंड कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशंस.
Thank you so much, sir. So I think everyone would have understood how important it is in today's time to learn, unlearn, and adapt to the new technologies that come your way, because technology and life is ever changing and you need to keep yourself in pace with that. So now moving on to the next topic, which is VLSI, we have Dr. Nisha Chugh who will be discussing with us on that.
ये वाला माइक ले लो आप और माइक से इससे बड़े वाले से आगे होगा और नीचे वाले से.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon, students. May I know any student sitting who has opted VLSI branch here? Okay, so I can see many of the faces here. So, have you got any chance to see VLSI lab in Vivekananda Institute of Professional Studies, Technical Campus? No. Okay. So I wish to tell you, mostly in the earlier times, people used to get familiar of these hardware kits from Xilinx and these cadence simulation tools in their B.Tech last year or probably in M.Tech. But we have these facilities in the very beginning of this B.Tech program in VLSI Design and Technology. We are having this cadence simulation tool for ASIC designing and this ARM and also this AMD Vivado tool. AMD was earlier from Xilinx, but the collaboration has been completed in the last year, June 2023. So the co-branded name is AMD Xilinx. Have you people heard about these companies, Cadence, Xilinx, and the Synopsys and Mentor Graphics? What is the new name of Mentor Graphics nowadays? It has been renamed to Siemens. You must have heard about Siemens or Mentor Graphics. The office is situated in Noida, and Cadence is also in Noida, and this. Okay. So these are the hardware kits we have in our VLSI lab. What we do through these hardware kits, these are the pink board and the Boolean board and the Kriya board. Whatever you guys are doing, designing through VHDL or Verilog languages, you will check your code by dumping to these hardware kits, and you will check the functionality of your code, whether it is running okay or there is some bug in that. So what is the advantage of using these boards? For example, Apple's iPhone, why they take much time to come to market? Because they start from scratch. Their designing is from scratch, but in this FPGA, you can reprogram it. In those boards, you cannot reprogram your code, but what is the advantage is you can reprogram your functionality. And semiconductor industry in India, earlier it was into mobile sector and this aerospace and consumer electronics, but nowadays every sector we are using chips, and we can see the boom, how it is increasing year by year. And Indian semiconductor market by value, you can see the number is increasing year by year. And you must have heard about the announcements coming year by, like in Sanand, in Gujarat and in Assam, there are many chip assembly and fabrication units are coming up. Earlier, the designing part was majorly in India, like Cadence, ST and Synopsys in this Mentor Graphics companies, they were corely into designing part. But some startups or some bigger units are emerging, and some MOUs are getting signed up with these academic institutions, and fabrication units are being installed. We can see by 2027 or the later centuries, we can see the jobs in semiconductor markets, they will be getting into fabrication also. Earlier they were into design, but along with design, they are also coming into this fabrication field. These are the latest news by Micron and this AMD, how they are setting their Bangalore and Gujarat NAND flash memory units. And in VLSI, basically, we divide it into two sectors, front end and back end. In front end, basically, we go into the RTL designing. We design our code through this architecture planning, and then we go to their RTL through VHDL and Verilog languages, and then we go to their back-end part. Basically, what is being done, the front-end engineers, they give their code to the back-end team, and then based on the foundry specification, the code is being given to the back-end engineers, and they work on what is to be required. For example, जैसे हम घर बनाते हैं, हम पहले एक आर्किटेक्चर डिफाइन करते हैं कि कहाँ पर क्या चीज़ होगा. ऐसे ही चिप में भी होता है कि हम कहाँ पर फ्लोर प्लानिंग बनाएंगे, कहाँ पर हमारी मेमोरी यूनिट होगी, कहाँ पर हम अपना और फंक्शनैलिटीज़ रखेंगे, एंड देन वी गिव इट टू द फैब्रिकेशन टीम. तो हम एक आर्किटेक्चर लेआउट बनाते हैं फ्रंट एंड में, एंड देन इन बैक एंड वी एक्चुअली वर्क ऑन द फंक्शनैलिटीज वी आर डिस्कसिंग इन द फ्रंट एंड थिंग. एंड these are the career prospects. We can go into the designing, DFT part. We can go into the FPGA part. We can go into the analog circuit and CAD engineer, verification engineer. These are the certain job profiles. We can go into the VLSI field. And the course highlights is we are giving the FPGA boards. Also, the ASIC part we are giving to you. Basically, ASIC and FPGA, they are the main core domain in VLSI. So in ASIC, we are giving you Cadence tool, which is for ASIC designing, and for the FPGA, we are giving you the AMD core design Xilinx board, in which you can check your functionality. And these are the major companies in VLSI or semiconductor sectors, India or outside India. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. So next, we would want to have a discussion about the technical societies of VS ENT, and we have Dr. Ashish Kumar to do the same.
Good afternoon, respected Vice Chairman Sir, Harish Sir, Professor Nidhi Sharma Ma'am, and respected professors, faculty members, and my dear students. Last row, you are still talking. You are in the auditorium. I think you should keep quiet and look at the presentation part. I hope I will not take too much time. I will take only 5 minutes. Sir, वो dongle. What's the next one? Okay, so the aim of the society that we provide a platform where you can achieve your excellence by organizing or participation in technical events like Ideathon, Hackathon, quiz, gaming events, conferences, webinar, workshop, tech talk, student interest group. So we provide a platform where you can enhance your skill. It could be either hardware or software. The aim and vision of the technical committee of VSET to fostering a culture of innovation, technical excellence, and professional development. Since you are in B.Tech, and B.Tech is a professional course, and you have to be professional. Okay, so aim of the society to enhance your software skill and the hardware skill. Also, we have a student society of VSET, and the name of society is Code. And also, in addition, we have a student chapter of IEEE, and we have also initiated other student chapters. Okay, this is the overall hierarchy that you can see. We have MOUs with IITs. I think Sir will cover it in the next session. And we have industries lectures, we have student interest group, we have industry practice center, we have hardware programming, we have conducted events on gaming, we have conducted events on robotics hackathon we have conducted, and we have a student chapter. These are the MOUs that we have done it. It will be covered. Okay, these are the glimpses of events that we have organized in past so that you can see it. These are the hardware-based skills, and based on it, we have conducted events in which students participated and innovated something. Also, we have a tie-up with Ennoble IP in which you can think an idea, innovative idea, and you can file a patent on that idea. Either it could be patent, it could be a design, it could be a hardware solution for the real-time problem. So you can design anything which can help to the society, and you can file a patent on that. These are the publications. I have taken two creatives. There are n number of papers which have been presented by students in different cities and across the India. Okay, these are the two images that you can see. In the first image, I think you know the character, Captain America. In the first, you can see that he is not able to lift the hammer. But in the second image, you can see that he can lift that hammer. So all of you can lift that hammer if you will give your good intent, hard work, and your time to your education. Okay? So all the best to all of you. Participate in technical activities. And if you want to be in the code society, you can contact me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. So I hope we will get a lot of participations from both the branches in the technical societies. So coming on to the next section, which is Introduction to CSSF, we have Dr. Mudita Nagpal who will be giving us insights on that.
A very good afternoon to one and all. I would like to greet and acknowledge respected Vice Chairman Sir, Professor of Practice, Mr. Harsh Oneja Sir, Professor Nidhi Sharma Ma'am, fellow faculty members, and my dear students. I'm here to give you an introduction about the Center for Sustainable and Smart Future. In synchronization with the objectives of the United Nations 2030 to bring peace and prosperity for the planet and its inhabitants, CSSF has been initiated in the Vivekananda School of Engineering and Technology. The objectives of this center are to promote sustainable development initiatives towards nation building by providing a platform to students and faculty members. Further, we work towards achieving the Sustainable Development Goals with scientific, technological, and social interventions. Further, through this center, we aim to foster a sense of unity and support among the students, and we try to make a positive impact on the society and the environment. Under this center, we have also signed 2 MOUs, one with the Center of Environment and Climate Change, Indian Institute of Public Administration, and the Bharat Soka Gakkai, which is the Indian affiliate of Soka Gakkai International. It is also an association that is working to promote peace and prosperity in the nation. Now, I would like to show you all a video that would showcase all the events that have been conducted by CSSF to work towards achieving the SDGs.
In the heart of WIPS TC College, consciousness and social responsibility known as Srijan. Srijan comes under the ambit of Center for Sustainable and Smart Future, a unique center under School of Engineering and Technology which is working relentlessly towards achieving sustainable development goals. Srijan is a dynamic society dedicated to championing the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, addressing a broad spectrum of global challenges. With a passionate commitment to fostering sustainable development, Srijan integrates innovative solutions, community engagement, and advocacy to advance the 17 SDGs. By harnessing the collective power of its members and stakeholders, Srijan is driving meaningful change, creating a more equitable and prosperous world for current and future generations. This documentary chronicles the impactful events organized by Srijan, highlighting their commitment to sustainability and the Sustainable Development Goals. Srijan's journey began with a simple yet profound act, a plantation drive within the college premises. This initiative not only enriched the campus environment, but also set the tone for future endeavors. Recognizing the hazards of electronic waste, Srijan organized an e-waste drive promoting responsible, disposable, and recycling practices. Srijan has organized a national conclave on the critical theme of energy, environment, and economics, often referred to as the 3E. This conclave is a platform for thought leaders, experts, and enthusiasts to engage in meaningful discussions and exchange ideas on how these three essential elements can work in harmony for sustainable development. Exploring biodiversity and conservation, Srijan organized a visit to the Aravali Biodiversity Park, fostering a deeper understanding of ecological balance. Recognizing the mentor's role, Srijan celebrated Teachers' Day with sustainable gifts and heartfelt gratitude. The BSG exhibition and seminar showcased innovative ideas and initiatives inspiring others to adopt sustainable lifestyles. Promoting eco-friendly traditions, Srijan organized Diye Jalao, Patake Nahi, encouraging Green Diwali celebrations. In a gesture of compassion, Srijan visited an old age home, spreading warmth and companionship. The inauguration of our SDG Club, a pivotal step towards sustainability and environmental stewardship. This momentous occasion was graced by the presence of Dr. Shamli Singh, head of the Center for Environment and Climate Change at IIPA. Engaging with community organizations, Srijan visited Arya Samaj Rani Bagh, fostering partnerships for social impact. Contributing to national dialogues, Srijan participated in the Ganga Conference advocating for river conservation. Extending their green footprint, Srijan conducted tree plantations at Hastal Village School, nurturing a culture of environmental stewardship. The BSG Conclave brought together minds for sustainable business strategies, paving the way for eco-friendly entrepreneurship. On World Environment Day, Srijan engaged in awareness activities like poster making and eco-conscious film screenings. Fostering learning and enthusiasm, Srijan organized a quiz competition on environmental and sustainability topics. Encouraging critical thinking, Srijan hosted a debate competition focusing on pressing environmental challenges. We were honored to host an expert talk by Dr. Deeksha, a distinguished environmentalist and professor at GGS IPU, who is renowned for her expertise in water quality risk and vulnerability assessment. Addressing plastic pollution, Srijan conducted a successful plastic collection drive promoting a cleaner environment. During the winter, Srijan organized a blanket distribution drive extending care to the less fortunate. Promoting health and compassion, Srijan organized a blood donation drive, saving lives and fostering a culture of giving. Taking action for cleaner waterways, Srijan conducted a Yamuna cleaning drive, contributing to water conservation efforts. On Earth Day, Srijan celebrated Green Day, culminating in a plantation drive within the college campus. Through these initiatives, Srijan exemplifies the power of collective action in creating sustainable and inclusive future. Their dedication to the Sustainable Development Goals serves as an inspiration for all of us to contribute towards a better world.
I think this video beautifully articulated all the efforts that have been taken by CSSF. The center is currently being headed by Professor Nidhi Sharma. So we encourage you to join the center in order to make a positive change in the society and on the environment. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. So now I would like to invite our next speaker, Dr. Deepika Kumari, who will give us insights into the art, cultural, and social societies of VACT.
Honorable Vice Chairman, sir, faculty members, and my dear students. So let's talk about the most vibrant society of VACT, that is Cultural Society. Before introducing about the Cultural Society, I want to show you some highlights of my Cultural Society. So let's have a look. Cultural society plays a great role in the holistic development of the student's personality. Cultural Society of VACT is a vibrant hub that nurtures the artistic expression and fosters the creative environment. It provides a platform to the students to showcase their creativity and share their inhibitions. Through the participation in diverse form of activities including theater, dance, music, kalakriti, literary, and sports, students develop self-confidence, self-expressions, stage presence, and their communication skills, presentation abilities, and learn to work as a team. Rangmanch, the Theatre Society of VACT, tries to address various social issues caused by and understanding by the most dynamics and nonsense of the world around us by observing the grassroots issues closely. Tarana, the Music Society of VACT, is a way to preserve our rich culture and pass it on to the future generation. Through this society, we make ourselves known to the world of classical music and understand the minimalism of our rich heritage. Incredibles, our dance society delve into a rich heritage of the classical dance and fostering passion and artistry among the dancers of all levels. Kavirang, the Literary Society of VACT, is a paradise of thinkers, readers, and writers. It is a place where students are free to think, read, and write on the topic of their choices and interest. The heart of Kalakriti, the Art Society of VSET, is the art exhibition where students' artistic expression are showcased revolving around the theme of the Indian art. The involvement of the sports activities teaches you various interpersonal skills such as patience, communication, leadership, punctuality, accountability, teamwork, trust, etc. While pursuing these activities, Along with the education, students learn prioritization and time management skills which assist them in the shaping good career also. Our cultural society welcome you all in the journey of this boundless imagination and artistic exploration. Also, one important information I want to share with all of you. The Academic Council has approved the guideline for the earning 2 credit through the participation in cultural and the sport activities. So, we encourage you all to be the part of our cultural society where the creativity knows no limits. Thank you. Best of luck, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. So as we discussed, I would urge everyone to participate in whichever activity suits them the most. So yeah, next, let's move on to the next section, which is one of the pivotal parts of your B.Tech program, Career Development Center. And for that, we'll have a discussion with Mr. Harsh Juneja.
Thank you very much. I can see some tiredness in you guys. Are you tired of hearing a lot of stuff since the last 1 hour? Are you tired? Are you tired? That's what I want to hear. Okay, thank you so much. It needs some energy actually to grasp so many things on the first day. And that is the most important for you to understand why you are here, why you've chosen, number one, engineering as your career, right? I don't know whether you guys have got an answer or not, but if you have an answer, why you chosen engineering as your career, you can come to the Career Development Center and share it with me also. Because if I start asking you now here, it will be a lot of time. But my definition, because I have worked all through my life in engineering sector, and by the way, I'm not an engineer by profession, but I can challenge you, some of the things I would know, right, would challenge you as well. Is that understandable? Learning is a continuous curve, right? You cradle to cremation. I was corrected by one of the professors because I used to use the word cradle to grave. He says, no, it's cradle to cremation. So we'll keep learning and we should have inquisitiveness as a child or a childlike inquisitiveness to learn. Can anybody tell me how does a child, a small child who is born 2, 3 months old, 4 months, 6 months old, learn and how fast he picks up? Why can't we grown-up children pick up with the same speed? Can we or can we not? Can we? We got every year, year after year, some new development happening in software, right? Updation happening. Are we updating ourselves? 3 things if I tell you, the child goes and touches, he feels. The child wants to taste anything, be it a shit even, he doesn't know what is it. Right? A child wants to smell, watch. Why can't we all be, that eager in our learning process? What you have heard so far, induction is a necessary part of, the college beginning. What you heard so far, your code of conduct, right? You heard how you need to behave in the college when you are in the college, right, in the campus. You learned the do's and don'ts from the next speaker. What you need to do, what you don't need to do, okay? The next speaker talked about your subject, data science, then VLSI. Then you had certain activities around the campus, which we are, having. Not only the cultural activities, which was there at the end, but before that, a lot of technical activities and the societies. So we all encourage you to be a part of those. If you want to become a successful professional, right, you need to not only study what you are here for as a B.Tech student, but also participate in the overall development of yourself. Overall development of yourself, nobody else, right? Don't bother about what others are doing, what others are saying. Bother about you, how you are behaving the way you are behaving, how you conduct yourself when you talk to somebody senior, your peer, or professional. When you are cautious about these things, right? When you are cautious about learning these things, you grow. And if you are not cautious, you do not grow. So first and the foremost thing is becoming cautious. We are all human beings. We are live entities. We need to be cautious of a lot of subjects, a lot of stuff, and cautiously we become competent. If we are unconscious and we say, मेरे को तो सारा कुछ आता है, मेरे को कुछ learning करने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. Let me correct you. Even today, I'm learning a lot of stuff because this is the first time I'm in the educational institute as a professor of practice. And why I'm as a professor of practice? Because I cannot teach theory. I can only tell you the practical side of life. I've spent 36 years in the corporate world. I was excuse me, last two rows actually, those two students, if you can talk to each other, then I'm wasting my time here. You can talk later on. Is that okay? My apologies for disturbing your serious thought, but I think this thought is more serious, or this thought which I'm leaving in your mind, because this is for you. I'm spending my time, I'm investing my time in you. I don't know where you invest your time. Where do you invest your time? That is what is going to define your career, whether you're going to be a successful professional or not. So if you are having a nice, communication going on from our side so that you understand how your journey of the next 4 years is going to be, if you're not serious on the first step itself, how would you go and work and face the challenge of the corporate world, right? 11 years I worked in Escorts, which was an automobile company. I joined as a management trainee and left them as a departmental head marketing, okay? Then again 11 years I spent in Xerox. It used to be called Modi Xerox and then Xerox India. I joined them as a BOM, which is called a branch operations manager, and left them as one of the top 4 in the Indian business side. Then I joined the telecommunication industry as a Tata Teleservices. I joined them as a cluster head, and then I was an enterprise head with 14 years spent with Tata. So total 36 years I've spent. Now, I'm here as a professor of practice to tell you how do you need to practice yourself, right? In the professional environment, in the journey, in these 4 years, or 3 years I would say practically, not 4th year at all, right? So that you are getting the job for which you are here. I'm sure everybody is here for getting a job after the completion of the time, or somebody is doing some other planning of higher studies and some business side, startup. All those who are not wanting a job at the end of 4 years, or end of 3 years practically, can raise their hands. You do not want a job. All those who do not want a job. Very good. इनके नाम लिख लेना. So Career Development Center has been designed for the development of all of you, overall development. And thanks to the professors who had, I think, been there in the earlier, overall development comes around not only learning the engineering side, but also communication, interviewing skills, and many other things. Even cultural participation plays a very important role. Participate and practice. That's what makes the difference in the career. And I'm very a firm believer, once you interact more with me, you would know me that I hardly, studied, but I participated in a lot of extracurricular activities, which enriched, my knowledge and my skills. And you have to do, the same. How you can enrich your skills, that's the most important thing. Hence, we called it a career development center and not, just a placement center. Okay, so that's how we begin. What we do here is very clearly empowering you, empowering the students, empowering you, right, to impart the knowledge and competence for a successful career. We will impart, we will be the facilitator. We can't give an injection, right? Is there a possibility? एक इंजेक्शन दे दिया 4 साल का B.Tech खत्म हो सकता है कल वही हो जाए, never know, right? But today it is not possible. So we will not only have your personal but professional growth both. So both are important. First is your own self. How do you behave, as I think has been said so many times? How do you conduct yourself, right? And when you speak to each other, whosoever I think you may be, there are different ways, the roles you play. As a captain of the sports team, you would behave in a different manner. As a student, you will behave in a different manner. But if you are given a class to teach, I'm sure you guys can do that as well. You would behave in a different manner. That you need to learn. And it comes by experience, and you need to practice that very well. So we will have an overall growth, ensuring your personal and professional. So I'm heading the Career Development Center as a professor of practice. I got Hemant Kumar as a training and placement officer. You can see him here. He's a training and placement officer. I also have Sanjeev Khatri. He's an admin support. He's there. He's supporting me right at the back. Thank you so much for that. And we have a nice faculty team who's also supporting Mr. Ankur, Dr. Gopal, Dr. Nisha. Dr. Nisha, you heard talking about VLSI. She's gone for the day taking a class. Dr. Nikita is here. She's going to be very soon talking something as well. And Dr. Shivanka. Now the first year, it's a journey. It's not going to be that आज आपने B.Tech की डिग्री ले ली, आपको वो डिग्री मिल जाएगी. जरूरी नहीं है कि मिले. You need to work hard for 4 years for that. और जरूरी भी नहीं है कि आपको कैंपस में आएगा, नौकरी मिल जाएगी, इंटरव्यू हुआ, काम पास. फाउंडेशन इज इंपॉर्टेंट. जैसे बिल्डिंग के लिए फाउंडेशन की जरूरत होती है ना, नींव की ईंट. You need to lay down that and ensure that all your academic focus, on the engineering, not only the studies which you do, but practicing. And here, I would like to give an example that last week some company came for the interview, for the placement. 5 people came, American company. I don't want to name, otherwise you will go to the company and ask what happened. HR head, technical head, and 3 support technical team. They gave exam, they gave a test which was on the computer, on our computer. Have you seen all computer centers? No, you've not seen. Anybody who has seen the computer center? You haven't seen yet, right? We have beautiful infrastructure of computer center, campus, which has been already shared with you. Keep it safe, right? And we have got all safe software as well. We got all latest software as well. Once you see that, you will be delighted that you've chosen to be a part of WIPS. They gave the test. 281 students participated. Only 25 qualified. And 25 qualified, they went for the HR round, only 2 got selected. Now, why was that? I called some of the people. You are an engineer, you studied engineering for 3 years. What happened? Why are you, not able to qualify the basic engineering test? They said, sir, वो platform ना different था. A platform different means every company, when they come into the campus, they will have a different platform. You have 4 years, you have time. You have time, you have got 4 years to practice on different platforms. So not only you study what is told in the books by the professors, but also explore whenever you get time, invest that time in right things. Invest that time in something which is going to be good for you for future. So that when the company comes in here, you are not looking left, right, and center. What happened? Oh, it's a different language, or it's a different platform. Okay? So that's one thing which is very, very important. Extracurricular activity, I've already said that you participate in as many seminars, workshops, societies, programs which you have. It'll grow you as an individual, as a human, right? So that's the most important part, as much as possible. Communication skills, said so many times by so many speakers. If I have to speak on communication, the whole day will pass. It will not end. Because there is so much to learn in communication. It's not only learning ABC in your KG, you learn communication. If you learn engineering, how would you express yourself? What you have learned is what matters more than the theory. How do you answer a question by a professional who comes in from the corporate world, taking your interview, matters more than your marks. If you scored 90% plus, excellent, do well. But if I ask you a question, what is written in your CV, how did you do this particular thing, and you are not able to answer, sorry, you're gone. So communication is the most important aspect of the 4-year time, and you have, on the 4th year, you will not be able to do. And my apologies to say, you got your genes you cannot change. Suppose you were born in a family, where English is not, हमारी मातृभाषा तो नहीं है ना, but ज़रूरत है उसकी. We need to practice. Even my forefathers came from Pakistan, right? And they're not as literate probably as I have become. But I practiced, not once, not twice, 20 times on the same subject, reading the same page. If I practice make a man and woman perfect. If you do not, right? If you do not, obviously, how will it happen? With this note, I pause for a while because we have specialist Dr. Nikita who's going to come and share with you how communication impacts your life and is going to help you in getting, your finalization, your selection in the interview. Okay? Over to Nikita.
A very good afternoon to one and all present here. I hope I'm audible. Yes or no? Alright, so I'm Dr. Nikita Sharma, working as an assistant professor, and the subjects which I teach include communication skills and universal human value. Both the subjects which I'm talking about are related to humanities. That is my core subject. And if you can see from the presentation itself, sir was just talking about the entire skills which are required by any company. Any company you go, whether you Google it, whether you are searching it on any site, they will be talking about your communication skills because that is the first and the foremost thing. And I hope that there are a lot of questions right now in your head with reference to why we are orienting you about soft skills and personality development, because these are just the terms. There are a lot of people who are coming with a background where they're nervous on stage. There are a lot of people I've come across who are shivering when they're standing up over here. The tonality of your voice goes up and down, but when you're talking in terms of one-on-one interaction, that is something which is fine. But as soon as you're there on stage, you tend to struggle. Why it is so? You need to ask this question right now, wherever you are. Because with reference to it, this is the core question which will be there throughout the semesters. And let me tell it out to you, it's not just after this semester or after a year or so that your communication skills will improve. This is not something like a button that you'll press it and switch mode, and of course you're communicating effectively with the companies, with the managers and everybody. It is something which is considered to be a skill, and you acquire it moment by moment. And I'm requesting you, and I'm stating it with a lot of question, why you are there, why do you want to become a professional? You have to ask this question to yourself. You have entered VIPs, but the way you are sitting, I'll request you to sit properly. The moment I'm looking at you, I'm looking at a professional right now. It's not just the communication in terms of language. कि आप थोड़े बहुत word, mind my language for that, that आप अंग्रेजी में 3-4 शब्द बोल रहे हैं तो वो communication, no, that is not that. Even if you're struggling with vocabulary, even if you're struggling with language, I'll request you to have a hold on it. Because this is your moment. The way you are sitting, the way you're talking, the way you're walking, everything accounts to your personality. There is a version of you which I see as soon as I see you sitting over there. And let me tell it out to you openly, as an HR, people are rejected in the first phase of an interview just by looking at you. How you greet somebody, that is the first core front. If you're entering the cabin, how you're entering, what is your body language, by that one single gesture, I might reject you for the entire interview. You might be answering a lot of questions, you might be giving me a lot of technical definitions, but I will not approve you for the next round. And that is why I consider it to be important. We are going to talk about the entire thing with reference to communication because this is part of your syllabus. It will be there for the first year, all the branches. I, along with 2-3 more faculty members, will be teaching it to you. And I request you to sincerely pay regards to it. Because there is a lot of things which you need to learn. Starting from your gestures, postures, the proxemics, like even if I'm standing on the stage, there is a proximity with which I'm standing across the mic. You need to understand that. These are the things which nobody will teach you. Because when it comes to practical application, how you do, it is entirely based upon your foregrounding. And I'm not accounting it to your family, I'm not accounting to the institution you're affiliated to. I'm accounting it to yourself, you as an individual. Because what you do is entirely a definition of you, nobody else. So understand it from that parameter because you're communicating it to me. You're communicating to everybody who will be sitting in the panel. And I'm requesting you with reference to the theme of the institute that we want to make you professional starting from this day one. We are not expecting you to become professional after 4 years when you get the degree. And I'm making it as a note. Don't assume you'll press the button and automatically you're talking fluently and automatically everything is there. The confidence, the class, the standard, everything is there. No. You have to acquire it on a daily basis because as soon as you enter the corridor, people were talking about the code of conduct. People were talking about communication again and again, like sir has already repeated. But as a core subject teacher, I'm assuring you, your communication, your personality is in your hand. How do you want to shape it up? It's entirely your definition. Nobody else is qualified for that. So whenever you are greeting somebody, how you greet that person, how you interact with that person, that is the forefront. And make sure that it is coming across as a professional. The way we are wearing the iCards, I request you all to wear them. It's a potential technique, a potential way to become a professional of this organization. Because even though you're studying over here, but we are making you as the potential candidate for the market. And when it comes to the field of personality development, you can see there are a lot of things which are there, like the positive thinking with reference to team management, leadership, and all these skills which are there. And I'm taking a moment, let's just please welcome our Honorable Chairman, sir, Dr. S.C. Vatt, sir. A huge round of applause for sir. So with reference to it, I'm just concluding the entire summary of the session, what we have discussed. We are talking about communication skills, we are talking about your personality, we are thinking and we are assuming that you are willing to become the professional from day one. You are not waiting for the degree to be in your hand, you are not waiting for the moment to be coming across. You are a professional and we are attributing it from this day itself. So we are aiming for it and I wish you all the best in your journey. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nikita, for giving that lesson on basic communications. But this is, as I said, and she also emphasized later on, it's a journey and not, something which can be done spot. So you have time, learn, practice. I suggest we also have mock interviews. Let me share with you my experience. I've taken thousands and thousands of interviews of students like you, right? Maybe more professional than you guys, because you have yet to become an engineer and I've interviewed engineers plus MBAs and whatnot. We decide in the first 3 minutes or 4 minutes whether we have to take the person or not. 4 minutes. Sometimes it is even less than that. 2 minutes, because if you are entering like this, obviously we'll have in mind whatever you may say. You may score 90%, still will be rejected. You should have confidence. I'm not saying you should not have confidence, but overconfidence is going to kill. 50 years, I got 5 changes in my thought process. In fact, I was sharing that with our vice chairman yesterday, but I forgot the 5th one. Let me see if I recall that. Survival of the fittest was an old saying. Sabne suna hai na? Nahi suna? Suna. Now everybody is fit. That is why you are here. You have taken admission. You are fit, right? And this fitness, I'm not talking about your physical fitness, your mental fitness, because you passed CBSE 12th standard. You come here to become an engineer. So you're fit. All are fit. But it's a competitive environment. What you need is you need to be also fast. And this is my definition. Somebody told me, why don't you write a book? I said, no. All is going to be, you need to be fit and fast. Now everybody has learned. Everybody is fit and fast. So what makes the edge? What makes the difference? Your flexibility. You need to be flexible also. You need to be fit. You need to be fast. You need to be flexible. Flexible in learning, unlearning, a lot of stuff. If somebody tells you that, then he says, okay, abhi fit bhi ho gaya, fast bhi ho gaya, flexible bhi ho gaya. The most important thing, you need to be fighter. If you are not, if you are given a task, be a fighter to kill and achieve that task. Don't just sit back and say, okay, ye to 4 jane ho raha hai, wo kar lenge, mere ko kya zarurat hai karne ki, mere ko dekh thodi raha hai. You should be able to show up yourself in the mirror and say, I'm confident I did that. So, the 40th year was, you need to be fit, you need to be fast, you need to be flexible, you need to be fighter. Things have changed again. And the current era is, you need to select your favorites. आप जाते हो, LinkedIn में जाते हो, Facebook में जाते हो, favorites search करते हो. What do you search? What are your favorites is going to define your career. How do you spend your time? What are your favorites? You see the dances only, or you go and see some learning as well. So you are fit, you are fast, you are flexible, you are fighter, but your favorites need to be, and that's what the era we learned. We saw the speakers saying VLSI, data science. So what are your favorites? That's going to define your career. Understood? So we talked about foundation. This is what is going to define your, if you don't spend time and invest time in making a foundation now for the next 4 years of the course, you may miss out. And let me remind you of 3 things. What has been said already by Dr. Nidhi. Let me remind you. And why I'm reminding you now here is, because if at all those 3 things happen, I will hold you to participate in any of the campus interviews. And what are those 3 things? Hear very cautiously. 1, your attendance has to be 75%. If it is not, you will miss out on some of the interviews. 2, your disciplinary action should not be, you should not be a person who has been seen as a guy who's not been disciplined. And 3, which has already been said, is you are going to be not having any back. I think we talked about the back. So be serious in your studies as well. So 3 things: your back should not be there, no back, all positives. Your attendance 75%, and no disciplinary action against you in the 3 things. This is most important. Otherwise, you may miss out the chance on, with the campus. When you come to the second year after the foundation, you have to develop certain more skills, which is technical skills. You learn the programming languages, Python, Java, software tool. I gave an example. If you learn these languages and some company comes, gives you a test, and you fail, even if Dr. Nikita tells you all the tuitions of the interviewing skill, you will fail. Because you've not even qualified the first step. 3 साल में जो सीखा है वो आगे बढ़ा ही नहीं. That's the first and the foremost thing. Your own basics of your engineering, because first is going to be the engineering test. Then comes your other skills which are being taught about. Start working on the projects which has been said very there are societies, participate on those societies. That will give you confidence, that will give you the learning. Do some certification courses as well, right? On various aspects. Attend all the training. We got, in fact, I'll share with you more details, but Dr. Deepika shared that IITs, we got tie-ups, and a lot of students, they went to IIT. You saw the pictures in the presentation, right? Have encouraged. So you have to participate in that, nobody else. Competitive environment, you can win only by increasing and enhancing your skills. Environment is competitive, as I told you. All 5 apps, don't forget, okay? I'll publish a book and then tell more about it. Third year comes, you need experience, it is internship. This gives you an exposure of the industry, this gives you, how do you sort of conduct. You see the internship in the summer break. It's a part of the course, you get 100 marks by the way, and at the end of the course, you need to submit a project report, and I will make sure that you come and present what you have learned. If you spend 1 month, 2 months in any company, you need to present that here, which will show up what you have learned, and it will enhance your presentation skill also. Attend all the seminars, and we are inviting a lot of alumni also here, and I'll share, subsequently in my slide who all are coming. We will help you in your resume building, and all these activities you can put in your resume. One of the challenges I was facing when I was taking the interview was, and let me caution you here, when you are putting something in the CV, any activity, let's say I participated in IIT training. Very good, your CV become great. I participated in a seminar. I participated in a workshop. Now when I see, as an interviewer, I see that CV and I ask the question, what did you do and what did you learn in IIT during your 42 days workshop? And if you are not able to speak a word, all is gone. So whatever you write in your CV, be cautious of each and every word, that if a question comes in, because as an interviewer I see what you are writing, you cannot answer, then what you will answer and face the challenges of the other corporate world. Correct? So attend the placement and training sessions which we will have in the campus, we generally have it. So attend all the sessions, don't miss out. Here comes the 4th year, and you have the placement and career launch. Sir, career launch नहीं हुआ अभी, आप ध्यान से सुन लीजिए, अभी career launch नहीं हुआ है. Career launch होगा 3 साल के बाद में, जब ये कंपनी आएगी, and you will be able to pass the written test. Intensify the preparation, the campus placements, etc. You need to prepare so much and practice so much that as soon as the question comes, you have an answer ready. And that can happen only when you repeatedly practice it well. We'll organize the placement drives in the campus. A lot of people are going to come in. That's a part of our job. But winning that placement is your responsibility, not mine. I'm telling you very clearly. Some of the people came. अभी एडमिशन नहीं लिया है, they came. सर आपकी प्लेसमेंट ड्राइव कैसी है? ऐसे करके खड़ा है वो. सर आपकी प्लेसमेंट ड्राइव कैसी है? So my answer was very simple. I said, guy, do you have confidence in you? If you have confidence in yourself, you would not ask me, what is the placement drive and how is the placement in this college? Have confidence in you, you will win. Am I making sense? Yes, like this, or say loudly? Yes, sir. Thank you so much. So, I'm telling you, and that was the time when third year, fourth year, you have how many years? 3 years left out, not 4 years. Because at the end of the third year, we will have the placement drive coming in, and the moment the placement guys come in, you will not have time to prepare. We can only give you a small 15 minutes, 30 minutes capsule where Dr. Nikita is having. Dr. Nikita is giving that, but I'm saying you need to prepare it from right now. Other prospects you have on the entrepreneurship, I'll share that I think when we come to the next slide. This is some of the highlight. There were some 240 students. They got internship offers. It's at the end of the third year when they're getting into the last year. That's the thing. There were 110 companies, some of them the government organizations also, and some of them went to IITs. I think you were shown the pictures of the IITs, and there was some pre-placement training, for the students as well. So these are some of the highlights, and these are some of the companies just to retain in your mind. And I'm sure you may have a dream that I want to work in this company, right? So if you have a dream of all these companies, you need to work hard and show up yourself that yes, I am knowing what the company is going to ask. Proactive approach. Okay? So these are those companies where the guys have got internships. Right? These are some total companies which are, there in the campus. Again, these are not 110, but less than that. But I thought to put maybe somebody watches, X company there. Other activities are industrial visits. We will take you to the industries. We will take you to companies like Microsoft, Google. You will see the environment. Maybe some of you have already seen it. But more you go, more you would be confident about how the environment of professional life is all about. We are having industry experts coming here. Do attend whenever industry expert comes in, a professional comes into the campus. We will send you the communication. Do attend them. Their words of wisdom is going to make the difference in your life. I can challenge you that. So make sure that you don't miss out on any of the sessions whenever any corporate visitor or dignitary come to the college. These are some of the expert talks which we had from HCL, from Kaidoco. Some of our students are already working there in the internship, and they have tested them. I checked up with both these Kaidoco partners. Our students are doing well. There are 3 students who have participated in internship. All the 3 are going to be absorbed because they are doing well. So their behavior while working in the internship at any company, and they're going to get, by the way, 12 lakh salary. The rest of the companies are offering 4, 5, 6 lakhs, right? If TCS is coming in this month end, right? TCS is coming in this month end, not for you, but I'm just exciting you to know what is around happening in the campus. But a lot of preparation is required by our 7th semester student to pass that test. You have time now. Practice as much as possible. Different platforms. Go search Google. I said your favorite should be these different companies. What platforms are they using? Am I accustomed to using that platform? Do I know what do they do? Google में बंदा बैठ के क्या कर रहा है? Do you know that? See some videos. You will learn it. Microsoft में इतने सारे बंदे करता क्या Microsoft? कंप्यूटर में तो डाल दिया सारा कुछ. अब क्या कर रहा है? इतने सारे employees क्या करते हैं? Do you have any curiosity to learn? If you have, go to their videos. They have videos. They share their experience. So whenever you search and your favorite, search these things, not anything else. So whenever these people are coming, they are having the expert talks. These are some forthcoming visitors from Deloitte, from Amazon, and August is totally blocked, but September we will definitely have them. Don't forget to attend their sessions when they come. So the next thing is, I asked you, and I think 7 or 8 people raised their hands when you say that you're going to be having a startup, right? Why don't you raise their hands again? You raise your hand, those who are not wanting a job and they're wanting to have startup. Can you do that again, please? Very good, 7, 8 of them. This is another platform for you guys, right? NASCOM Foundation and WIPS Technical Campus have tied up for startup. You have to give your project, you have to present your project, you have to compete with about 150 students who are already there across the colleges. We got 30 from this college, by the way. And when your project becomes acceptable to Nashcom Foundation and Sienna, you get 5 lakh rupees as a startup fund. Sounds good? Sounds good? Yes, thank you. So that's one initiative. We have an entrepreneurship cell, and this is managed by the student. At the end, I'll show you the picture how the students are managing it. Here, our objective and the mission is very clear that we want to see an entrepreneur in you. And by the way, I have worked, as I told you, for about 35, 36 years, only as an entrepreneur. Though I was not working for myself, I was working for the companies, but I was getting them business. I had business targets, operational targets, 700 crores, 800 crores, Tata 2000 crores annual, 2000 people. और एक बंदा मांगता था तो बोलता था 1 crore का target बढ़ाओ तब एक बंदा और मिलेगा. If you have this kind of a thought in your mind, you can become an entrepreneur. And nothing can be, it's not a simple kind of a thing, and it's not very difficult as well. You need to only show up yourself. If you have that kind of a thought and confidence, you can become an entrepreneur. If not your entrepreneur, you can show your entrepreneurship skill in any company you work for. And believe me, all the companies, wherever you work, they want your entrepreneurship skill to come out. The moment you start asking questions, the moment you start participating in the discussion, problem-solving process, etc. Okay? So we are going to foster, this culture of entrepreneurship, and we have this forum. You can contact if you want to participate there. Ideathon, this kind of thing also. If you have certain ideas, you can share in this forum as well, right? And participate in this very clearly. This is something we did Enigma recently. Like you have Shark Tank, so we gave students, some project. You select a project, you make a presentation, and then first, second, third prizes, were given. It is to again develop the entrepreneurship skill in you guys. Okay? And this is how I said the entrepreneurship cell works. If you want to participate, you can be a part of that. Move ahead, learn, right? Unlearn of the past, but also learn something new, which is, going to be there. So I think that's all I had from my side. But before I end, the statement I loved, education is not filling of the pail, but the lighting of the fire. If at all, something I have ignited in your mind in the last about 25, 30 minutes, I've done my job. But your job starts now. It's not the end. This institution, this beautiful institution with beautiful infrastructure, facilities, libraries, your labs, we are providing you, but it's you to decide whether you want to use it, which way, what way. Right? So we've ignited that fire in you, and thank you very much for your concentration, and wish you all the best for your career. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And as rightly said by sir, whatever you are learning as a part of the curriculum, that is important. But it's very, very important in today's time to develop the curiosity to learn and grow as much as possible. So now I would like to invite Honorable Chairman, sir, Dr. S.C. Vats, to impart some golden words to the fresh joinees.
Good afternoon. Not hearing that voice. Are you young men and women? Then good afternoon. Yes, I'm happy. You're energetic. Which is the single largest data? It's a government concern. I'm giving you a quiz. I'm asking a question. Which is the single largest government agency to maintain a huge or a massive data and manages the data in an encrypted form? Which is one single government agency which has an encrypted data, massive data on a national scale, government agency, one single government agency which maintains huge data, big data, massive data in an encrypted form. Can you name a company? It's a government concern. Even from the faculty, you could not. I can ask even the faculty teaching data, science and all about data science, data structure. You want to teach DBMS and whatnot, data mining, and so on and so forth. I want to know one single government agency which has got the big data and manages it in an encrypted form. That's right. Absolutely. You stand up and say, tell now.
So National Informatics Center.
That's right.
Nice.
That's one National Informatics Center. And they are encrypting it through a language called steganography. Steganography, am I right? Am I right? Steganography. Then next is the DRDO. Any government website, if you log in, it is nic.in. They have got a huge data, a big data, fully organized. You talk about link or hyperlink and you get on anything you want to know about a particular, say, if I log into Delhi High Court, I want to know the age of the judge concerned, Delhi High Court judge, when he or she became the High Court judge, when is she retiring or he is retiring as a High Court judge, when a Supreme Court judge joined, what was his career, how he started as an advocate, when he went on from which state he became a senior advocate, then from which state he became a judge of the High Court or the Supreme Court, the day on which he was confirmed. So all this is stored on massive servers maintained by the National Informatics Center. It's a one government agency which has got the massive data, a big data, and they're highly organized. At the click of the button, nic.in, any website you open, you can get to know a plethora of information on that. Then there comes the VLSI. I'm told the data, science, all data. You want to pursue data science. And VLSI now, how many of you know the full form of VLSI? I'm very happy. At least one lady can stand up and tell me what is VLSI? One student may, yeah, please stand up and. Very large scale integration. It is in the context of what? You take this back.
It is chip manufacturing and fabrication process.
Very large scale integration in context of what? Very large scale integration of what? What do you want to integrate?
The chipsets and stuff. Chipset.
Yeah, yes.
Integration of transistors. Integration of.
Yes, you're right. Absolutely. So all those who are pursuing VLSI and data science, they should know the basics of how is it useful and how can you be data scientist, or how can you be design and fabrication of a microchip. VLSI is the most sought after, so also data structure. I mean, absolutely, path-breaking research is taking place. and runs into a couple of lakhs of papers, research papers, which need to be compiled and kept in an encrypted form so that it doesn't get, it's a copyright, intellectual property right. I have generated a research. I want to prove it to the world that this is how my research can help a common man on the street. A lot of documentation takes place when you're doing research on a given subject. So whose data is so valuable, and to store the data in a highly encrypted form shall be the job assigned to the data science people. A couple of crores of miles away is the moon, right? And how do you calculate all that? And all those calculations, data science will have to maintain or the perigee, the apogee, and the itinerary of a particular satellite. So all the itinerary of a satellite, right from the launching pad to the planet that is being launched, the whole thing is stored in the data. Any error taking place, recorded there. Immediately the data scientists tell, this is where we have gone wrong. You can replay the whole thing. So is data science being used in the aviation industry also? What is a black box? What is black box? It contains the flight data. So data scientists will be required everywhere and anywhere. Even during the course of a launching of a rocket, how was it launched? Whether it's a cryogenic engine, or it's a hydrogen engine, or what fuel was used, the type of the fuel. So data science is a complete science. Enormous data needs to be stored. So much of research is taking place in the field of medical science, particle physics, now quantum physics, quantum mechanics, quantum communication, quantum computing, and all that data will be your responsibility to maintain the sanctity of the data. So you have the data in a perfect form, uncorrupted data. There are 30 lakh jobs awaiting for those people who have joined the VLSI course. People are quite ignorant about it. The Macron has already come, set up a plant in Gujarat. Vedanta is already working. And so also Tata has gone into design and fabrication of microchips and semiconductors, and has put up a semiconductor plant in Assam. There are 30 lakh jobs awaiting. But not very many people are aware of it. They are living under utter ignorance. So VLSI course, not very many people are joining it. They think it's an alien subject. We don't know what about it. How many of you know about Sudhanshu Mani? Have you heard of a man called Sudhanshu Mani? How many of you have traveled by Vande Bharat? How many of you have traveled by Vande Bharat? Because you don't know the name of the man who is the brain behind launching Vande Bharat, and with how much of resource constraint, financial constraints. He was an engineer, mechanical engineer, and he launched the first Vande Bharat with all the resource constraints, financial constraints, and he had to take it up with the railway board, and then around 200 crores he got, though he invested much less in the Vande Bharat project. His story will be played here before you. Look at it, how a contemplative mind, a mind which contemplates, which concentrates and which focuses on a given object, can produce wonders, And it benefits millions of people, a huge magnitude of people. Vast magnitude of people can be benefited. Vande Bharat, each one of you can travel and feel proud of the Indian Railways. But you will not be knowing that there's another train which is in the pipeline, Hyperloop is technology, is a tube rail. We're running at a speed of 1,000 kilometers per hour. And who are the people behind that? Only 76 students of IIT Madras have done that on a 1 kilometer long track and runs at a speed of 1,000 kilometers per hour. So you can imagine such things are taking place in India. Another indigenously prepared rocket was launched. Again, the entire fabrication, design, and assembly took place at IIT Madras. And our ISRO has launched that rocket. So I am playing to you here a link to the TEDx, TEDx forum. There were TEDx again speaker will be there. You can stand to benefit from them. Sudhanshu Manu came here and narrated a story in his own word. Try to get inspired by the story. Please play. Play it all and also watch it.
Developed India. So I'm not going to be funnier than I already am. I'm not going to be nervous. I'm not going to lie. And sorry, Mr. Carnegie, I absolutely know I'll be able to speak exactly what I wish to speak. We are told that we are in Amrit Kal, a period of decisive 25 years, or less perhaps, for India to attain prosperity with inclusive growth, with the fruits of growth reaching the commonest man. An ancient civilization rising from its shadows of the past, marching to its rightful place in the global platform. It's not a question of whether it's going to happen. It's not a question of whether it's going to happen. It's a question of when. The People's President, APJ Abdul Kalam, has said that dream is not the thing that you see in sleep, but dream is that thing that does not let you sleep. It's up to us now to shape this dream, to take it forward in a way that we do attain what is intended to be attained in Amrit Kal. We march forward with invigorating action and enterprise predicated in the belief that India is going to be a global leader. In The Merchant of Venice, Portia says that if to do were as easy as to know what were good to do, if to do were as easy as to know what were good to do, chapels had been churches and poor man's cottages, princess's palace. In the same vein, if to do were as easy to come and speak and lecture about something, that's not something I'm going to do. I'm talking about dreams with genuine possibilities, dreams which can be turned into reality, dreams which are real dreams, not nightmares or pipe dreams, and which have a demonstrable proof of the pudding. Indian Railways, if I sum up the story, control, subjugation, awakening, unification, stimulation of the need for freedom, independence, and growth. The memory of Gandhiji, Britishers brought it up to control and subjugate the country, but the memory of Gandhiji using Indian Railways to truncate the long distances of this vast country for people-to-people contact, interaction, and stimulating this spirit of freedom in Indians is one of the factors that took us to after decades of struggle, to our freedom. And after independence, it did become an engine of growth, the lifeline of the nation. So there is this romance, and so I stand here in front of you as a railwayman. Once a railwayman, always a railwayman. So I'm a railwayman for life. You would remember that scramble for that window seat as the marvel, the magic of Indian way of life. The microcosm of India passed you by through its people, townships, villages, its waterfalls, the valleys, the deserts. डालती बेहिस चट्टानों पे हकारत की नजर, कोह पे हंसती फलक को आंख दिखलाती हुई, अलगरज चली जाती है बेखौफ व खतर, शायर आतिश नफस खून खौलाती हुई. That's a description of Indian Railways at night. And in Tempest, when there were no railways, Antonio says that if travelers never did lie, but fools at home condemn them, that if you're not able to appreciate the wonders that you see from an Indian Railways window, then perhaps you are a prisoner of your own conflicts and contradictions. But is this romance relevant today in 21st century? Yes, absolutely. Because by a far margin, 4 to 5, 6, 7 times, railways are far greener and cleaner than road or air. So while the railway engine, so to say, came much before the IC engine of an automobile or the turbo engine of an airplane, but I'm sure it's going to last them, outlast them. It started with a very modest beginning in 1853, and today where it has reached is 70,000 route kilometers, as you see, more than 23,000 trains, 5.5 billion passengers, 1,500 million tons of traffic, so much so that every person on earth travels Indian Railways at least once. So coming to some brass tacks, because we're talking about Indian Railways of a developed India. So the good news about railways finances is that it's not as bad as we think, it's worse. The expenditure upon the earnings, gross expenditure upon gross earnings, which you would understand has to be much less than 100 for an organization to survive and invest from the surpluses, is hovering around 100, sometimes even going up during COVID and so on. So there is no money to invest. But you also see on the screen that investment in railways has gone up 5 to 6 times since this government took over. So what are we missing? Perhaps my uncle Ghalib has the answer. कर्ज की पीते थे मैं और ये समझते थे कि हाँ रंग लाएगी हमारी फाका मस्ती एक दिन. We drank with borrowed money, with the misplaced thought that my profligacy is going to bring prosperity. No, sir, it's not that. The government has a logic behind it, and the logic is simple, that Indian Railways finances are not going to be seen in isolation. Indian Railways is the key for growth of the country because it stimulates manufacturing, it stimulates services, that generates a lot of employment. It stimulates construction, that generates employment, and it brings in a lot of tax revenue to the country. Railways may not get it, so finances, seeing railways finances alone is not what we are going to do. We are going to invest. This investment in railways is going to drive growth of the country. Let's come to first passenger trains. of what we are going to see in future. So the image, the recall of an Indian Railways train has not changed. You will agree. The color has gone from red to blue. It's more AC coaches, but it's the same box type structure that we have on our rails. In 2016, a team of Chennai railwaymen had this dream, this angst as to why such a large network like Indian Railways cannot have a modern, aesthetically superior, speedier, technologically superior train. And I was the fortunate man to lead this team, and my thoughts absolutely aligned with them. They had this capability as well as this chutzpah to do something new out of the box. And as I said, I was the fortunate leader. This dream was.
So do you remember this name, Sudhanshu Mani? He was at the verge of his retirement. Only 6 months left for his retirement, and he thought I should give something new to India. And inspired by the thought, what is the speed of light? Light travels at what speed? Approximately 3 lakhs per second. You can correct me, 3 lakh per second? 3 lakh kilometers per second? Approximately it works out to be 3 lakh per second, right? So light travels, and the thought travels faster than the speed of light. The thought, human thought, travels faster than the speed of light. By the time light reaches there, prior to that, you have already implanted a thought on the stuff of your mind, whether that be a wicked thought or a noble thought. You can take it either way. You can take the nobler way and the most wickedest way. A thought once implanted in your mind is bound to lead to an action. If you implant a wicked thought, it will make you, it will force you to do 10 wicked things in life. If you have a very noble thought, it will make you 10 good noble things for yourself, for your country. That's how Sudhanshu Mani was there. And he thought 9 months left for me to retire. I can go like he was the general manager of the Southern Railways. He was general manager of the Southern Railways. He was getting a huge fat salary. But one simple idea struck his mind, and one noble idea that why should I not give India a faster, more comfortable a train which gives you air conditioned comfort and at a higher speed, so the distances become small. So just one simple idea got into Sudhanshu Manu. I'm on the verge of retirement. After 9 months, nobody will ask me who was I. So he inscribed his name in the history of Vande Bharat. Now Prime Minister has inaugurated about 100 such trains in India now, connecting different destinations. So thought power, there's a book called Thought Power, written by a doctor who turned into a monk called Swami Shivananda. He was a medical doctor. And there's a book, small book, please do read that book, that explains to you what is thought power, power of thought. Once a thought gets implanted here, a thought, if once sown, S-O-W-N, sown, a thought sown leads into an action. An action sown leads to a character. So it is a power of thought. The nobler the thought, it will be more enriching. It will be more uplifting. Sow a thought, reap an action. Write down these words of mine. They should keep ringing in our ears. Sow a thought, reap an action. Be analytical minds. Think of it. What I'm saying has logic or not. Sow a thought. SOW, sowing, crops, sowing. Sow a thought, reap an action. Sow an action, reap a habit. Please say it scientifically. Sow a thought, reap an action. Sow an action, reap a habit. Sow a habit, reap a character. And sow a character, reap a destiny. How many of you have given it a thought? Sowing of thought. And it comes at a higher frequency than the speed of light. Many of you must be thinking something or the other. Even now, while sitting in this auditorium, saying Sudhanshu Mani having created a Vande Bharat here for India, he had no selfish motive. In 6 to 9 months down the line, he was going to retire as general manager of the southern India. He could have rested in his, retired life. He would have led a very peaceful and very comfortable life. A general manager of North Southern Railway is a huge, is a big post. Mechanical engineer, and he thought of giving India something, his people something. For the comfort of you and me, he created Vande Bharat. Just one simple, good idea, noble idea. So, Swami Shivananda, that's the divine life mission in Rishikesh. He says, sow a thought, reap an action. You tell me one single action which is not driven by a thought. If one thought comes to your mind, a flash of thought comes to your mind, I want to have a cup of coffee. I want to have food this time. I want to read this time. I want to watch television screen on this time. I want to see and sit in this auditorium at this time. You have sown a thought. Sow a thought, reap an action. You will be driven into an action. One thought coming to your mind can be disastrous. Can create havoc in your mind. Can destroy you. Sow a thought, reap an action. Write down this thing. I'm telling you, this is my lifetime experience. I'm 2 months short of 80 years. Remember this. Sow a thought, reap an action. Critically analyze it. Sowing of thought. Sow a thought, reap an action. Sow an action, reap a habit. You repeatedly do the same act, and gradually it will become your habit. You don't want to get up in the morning at 4 a.m.? No, doesn't matter. You want to get 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock? If you do it 10 times, it will become a habit. You will get up late only. You will never rise early in the morning. So thought has its power. Each thought is very powerful. Sow a thought, reap an action. It's bound to make you act. Sow a thought, reap an action. Sow an action, reap a habit. You develop a habit of going to the cafeteria at such and such time for a gossip. You will repeatedly be forced by that action, then that will delve into habit. Sow a habit, reap a character. You have a tendency to go to the bar at a given time. You become a branded drunkard. Sow a thought, reap an action. Sow an action, reap a habit. And sow a habit, reap a character. And once you have developed a character, showing of it will reap destiny. You'll be destined to be doomed. You'll be destined to make history. You can create history by the simple power of your thought. Sudhanshu Mani had a simple thought, I am going to retire in 6 to 9 months. Let me give India something. It's for the benefit of each one of you. You must have heard of Vande Bharat, connecting different destinations in India. Simple man, one action, and single-minded person gave you Vande Bharat. I am playing another clip here. One of the alumni of IIT Madras recently donated 238 crores. One alumnus has donated 238 crores. And when asked about his lifestyle, he says, we are not extravagant people. We don't throw away money. We value money a lot. But my company now is worth 1,000 crores turnover. I did my M.Tech from IIT Madras. I want to give it back to my society. I want to give it back to my institution which made me what I am today. His own startup, his own industry, which has flourished like anything. But who changed that? His destiny was made by the teachers. And he became a good researcher. He started his own startup, and today it's 1,000 crores turnover. He has donated 238 crores to IIT Madras. At IIT Madras, alumni, corpus works out to be a couple of thousand crores. Because they have shaped them into good engineers. They have shaped them into creative beings and not as liability. So, you can replicate the story. You can it's your choice. You become an asset or a liability to your nation, to yourself, to your parents. For the time being, let me tell you, each one of you is a parasite. You are thriving on your parents' money. You don't deserve comforts, let me tell you. None of you deserve fancy clothing. Hey, look at these ladies. They want to pursue 4 years B.Tech. Look at their casual attitude. No, please don't stop them. Anyone who wants to leave, even now you can leave. I won't lose anything by your quitting this hall. Each one of you can get up and go. But remember one thing, it will cost you your life. You will have a terrible identity crisis as to who am I? What have I made my life to be? Is my life a hell? Is my life a liability to myself? Am I a liability to my parents, to the society as a whole? And the companies which come here for placements, if tomorrow Wipros and Deloitte come here, if the Infosys come here, and you are found completely blank, you don't know anything to do about data science or about VLSI, none of these companies, they are going to slam the door on your face and you say, nothing doing, no such inefficient people are required. You need to be very, very regular. None of you should be short of 75% attendance. None of you should be found wanting not to be attending the workshops, seminars. Even if a teacher is on leave, he should be seen to be in the library or spending some time in the computer labs or in a monitor system or a design and fabrication lab or the VLSI. I don't want you to be idling your time. You're already a burden on your parents. Your tuition fee cost them. Your clothing and fooding cost them. Why don't you take pity on them now? Be on your own feet. Be self-reliant. Be independent. Be productive. Be creative minds. And show your country that you are an asset to the country. You are not a liability to yourself. You are not a liability to society. You are capable of doing something good for the nation. We'll just play a very short clip, and I'm giving you this talisman. Sow a thought, reap an action. Don't take it casually. Sow a thought, reap an action. Sow a action, reap a habit. Sow a habit, reap a character. Your character will be known by your habits. You develop a habit if you repeatedly indulge in that particular act. And each time there is a thought behind that action. Each time you swing your hands right or left, you do anything with yourself, there's a thought behind that. So the power of thought is tremendous. Is tremendous. Stephen Hawking is a motor neuron disease, incapacitated, bodily, physically disabled, mentally not so agile as you are. Stephen Hawking could give this word law of relativity. Think about it, ponder on it. You need to be productive beings. You need to be assets to yourself. You should be self-reliant, self-confident. This clip will be played, and I'll tell you only one thing. 75% of the attendance is a mandatory requirement of the university, and scrupulously, I'm telling my faculty members to adhere to 75%. Even if you have 1% less, you'll have to repeat the year, you'll have to repeat the semester. Labs will remain open, libraries shall remain open till the time you want. But we want you to be reading all the time to acquire some productive skills, so at the time of your placements, you don't face any problem. You don't cut a sorry figure. You should be so versatile and so productive that the company should lap you. I want this product from here. Thank you. Carry on.
Of you, thank you very much for your time. And what made you donate this big sum to the college where you studied or did your post-graduation?
Well, there are several reasons. The first reason is that it makes me happy, and happiness is a very good feeling to have, because the happier you are, the healthier you are.
Right.
So that's one. Secondly, I love to promote higher education in the country, in India. IITs are fantastic institutions, and I want to make it affordable for poor children that otherwise cannot afford it.
Right.
And I think I've become who I am to the extent I'm successful is because I studied at IIT, and I got admission to Harvard Business School, and because of IIT and Harvard, I became successful. Because. But fundamentally, to start with, it's the IIT that started the whole forward movement.
You studied in India, moved to the US, became extremely successful as an industrialist. What would be, in your view, 2 lessons India can learn from this kind of an experience of Indians becoming extremely successful in the US?
I think India has a legacy of socialism. I think we have to get rid of that, number one. Number two, we have to reduce the role of government in the economy. The concept of the commanding heights of the economy, according to Mahatma Gandhi, it does not work. Unfortunately, government institutions become slow and lethargic, and they are not efficiency oriented. It's not just India, anywhere in the world. If it's a government institution, it's not as driven as a private enterprise. And Indians are capitalists at heart. So superimposing socialism on Indians, you're trying to put something on top that the bottom is not accepting. So I think capitalism is a much more appropriate model for India. So the government should play a lesser role, lesser number of rules and regulations. Any regulation should be limited to environmental health, cleanliness of water supply, sewage treatment, connecting the rivers, providing the infrastructure for people like you and me and other people in North, for people like you to be productive. That's the job of the government.
Now, you had your undergraduation at IIT Bombay.
Right.
Are you going to donate a larger sum to that institute?
At least the same. Yeah. You're going to get me into trouble. Yes, I will.
What are you leaving for your children? How do they look at this?
They are very happy with what they have. And they have quite a bit. So, like I said, it's not mutually exclusive. Beyond a certain point, it's just money. You have no idea how to spend it responsibly. You can only eat so much. You can only drink so much. If you drink too much alcohol, it's bad for you. You're going to die, right? And if you eat too much, it's the same thing. So, and then if you have these mansions, we used to live in a mansion in New Jersey, 52-acre mansion, and in Princeton, New Jersey. And then one day we looked around and said, we're just two people, husband and wife, living on 52 acres, a 15,000 square foot house, gardeners, housemaids, you name it. It's too much.
Lastly, tell me about the innovations you made. You run two companies which are ranked number one across the world.
Well, the first company was named Shiva Technologies, and that was my first venture. It became very successful, but it was a boutique company. It was not huge. It was highly profitable. It was in a state-of-the-art mass spectroscopy. And we developed technologies, protocols, and procedures to certify materials at purity levels of 99.99999%. First time in the world. Clean materials, ultra clean. Okay.
The state-of-art technology.
State of the art. And I sold it for a lot of money in 2006. Indomem, again, metal injection molding was an emerging technology. And it's easier to emerge in India than in USA. You have a lot of engineers, very bright engineers, very bright people like yourself and like herself, and all they need is encouragement, self-confidence, and tell them you can do it, and they'll do it. So that happened.
I'm going to speak to your wife, Dr. Jagadambal. Jagadamba. When he decided to donate 228 crore rupees to his college, what kind of discussion went in the family?
We have been discussing this. We have done this before, not in this large sum, but the seed has been there for more than 20 years, right? As we became more successful, as he said and I said the same thing, we are simple people. We don't need a lot of money. We don't spend. We're not extravagant.
That's right.
And I came from a poor family, and I did my MBBS in a government college. If it was not for a free education, I wouldn't have been a doctor. So there was a lot of that. So we know where we came from, right? And what the
There's so much to
foundation.
learn. Don't be extravagant. Don't be extravagant. Look at how simple people they are. And they take more pleasure in giving rather than acquisition. India has always been giving to the world. We have contributed immensely towards the world peace, world order. So each one of you should have an attitude for giving and not for acquiring. Each one of you must owe sense of gratitude to your teachers and a society at large at whose cost you are being educated. We have created the state-of-art labs. It's up to you how much skill you acquire and how skilled professionals you become and how much wealth you generate out of your creativity and out of your skills. More skilled you become, more money you can generate. The more joy you can share with others, the have-nots, the deprived ones, the impoverished ones. There's so much to do in your country. So always have a sense of gratitude and of giving. Always try to give and never try to acquire. And this gratitude and sense of compassion, concern, care, all these attributes you should imbibe in life. You should care for your fellow brothers and colleagues around you. Care for your fellow beings. Care for the neighbor in your neighborhood. Care for the society. Every year, our NSS reaches out to the slum dwellers here, and regular classes are held for the children so that they are also at par. They can also enjoy the privileges of good food, good books. They have access to all festivities like in Diwali. Everybody will be given 10 candles and half a kg of sweet. Every household should have the joy of celebrating Diwali. So joy is in sharing together. And if you are compassionate, if you have a habit of giving and not acquiring something, if you owe gratitude to somebody, thankful to somebody, these are all virtues that you must imbibe in your life. I wish you become good citizens, good engineers, and you generate a lot of wealth, and out of your lot of wealth, the common Indian also stands to benefit by your research. You simply not should have a B.Tech degree hanging on the wall. You should go beyond that. There is a world beyond that awaiting you. Data science has enormous employability potentials. So also VLSI. It is being underestimated, it is not being understood in the right context what very large circuit integration can do to this world. Our Prime Minister's stress is on semiconductor industry, and we need to focus on that. We want to give the trained manpower to our country so you can make a world of difference in our economy. You can enhance our economy. So be assets to yourself, be assets to your parents, be not liabilities, and try to be simple, live simple. Lead a very simple, austere life, no extravagance, nothing. Look at the husband and wife came here all the way from America. They have got huge 35 acres of farm, lot of gardeners around, everything, but they have at the base of their heart, they care for the gardeners like family members. This is what value system you should imbibe. Gardeners, human beings, they've been carved out a role to play as a gardener. A servant in the house don't have that bossism over there. They are humans have been given a role in the society to serve you. Have a servant attitude always. Servant attitude. We are the servants of all servants. Gardening, caring for the plants, caring for nature, preserving our planet, So all these things will lead to development of human beings, development of our country. Wish you all luck, and I assure you, we will not be lacking in providing facilities. We will give you the best of facilities, best of labs, best of opportunities, best of placements, everything we want to assure you, but you should be giving your part of it, and your efforts should be matching with our efforts. Then we together we can make it happen that you are on top of the world. Thank you.
As our orientation day comes to a close, I want to remind you of the words of Theodore Roosevelt. Believe you can, and you are halfway there. As you step out into the halls of WIPS, remember that each one of you is a beacon of potential. Embrace the learning, cherish the memories that you are about to create, and believe in the magic of new beginnings. Thank you for your enthusiastic participation. We look forward to seeing you become an integral part of our community. Let's head to the classes. See you there.